in Alabama.
They brought it back. Yeah.
They brought it back.
Yes, they brought it back, and they actually had chain gang.
How do you know?
I was on it.
You were on it?
Both of them. I was on two different chain gangs. I was at Limestone Correctional Facility, and I was at Fountain Correctional Facility, and it was rough. Limestone, we had like what, 5 people on the chain from my ankle to your ankle, from your other ankle to somebody else's ankle. It was 5 people on the chain, breaking rocks with a sludge hammer.
Working out here on the chain gang.
Breaking rocks with a sludge hammer.
Hold it steady right there.
Guarded by guards with shotguns.
Yeah,
pointed down
right.
at us. Yeah.
What? How many hours in a day were you on? How many hours on a day were you chained up?
Well, they get us up in the morning. I say about 5:30 or 6, and we might check out the gate and get chained up about 7 o'clock, and we'll stay out there. We eat lunch out there, sitting on the ground eating lunch. We'll probably check back in about 1:30. Breaking rocks with sludge hammers. Really, they had big boulders. They had big size rocks. We break them down to little pebbles. And,
why?
They was using those to put in the warden driveway and make flower beds and put around the prisons. Yes.
1996. Incredible.
I was there.
The policy was to serve that kind of punishment onto reoccurring
Coming back
felons.
to prison, yes.
And what was the crime that you did that got you back in prison that time?
I violated my probation.
You violated your probation.
Yes.
How?
I missed reporting.
You missed reporting, and for that, you were working on a chain gang.
Yes.
That is astonishing.
And it was rough because really, they really dogged us out for real. Yeah,
I'm hearing it. How long?
Hey, wait. How do I don't have any audio levels right now.
Oh God.
Is it not plugged in?
Oh no, it's on automatic. Okay. Sorry. Testing 1, 2. Yeah, we got all that.
Good.
I'll just leave it on auto. If you're filming and you want to check real quick, go status check.
Okay.
So how are we ready? Yeah. How long were you working on a chain gang for? Was it a period of months or?
Yeah, I was on there about 6 months.
6 months. Have you got scars or indentation from?
No, I didn't. I didn't really get scarred up, but it was a few guys had little marks still left around their ankle. There was some guys. One guy, he had to get stitches in his leg where breaking the rock break off and hit his leg. One guy, a rock chipped off. It was a real thin piece, and it hit him right here, and he spit it out in his hand. It went through. He had to get stitches in his face, and One incident now, what happened with me, just so that day, the guys that I was chained up with, was 4 other young guys from out of Birmingham, Alabama. They was into an altercation with another guy, and all 4 of them was trying to get to the other guy, and it was dragging me. I was on the end. I wasn't a part of it, but the officer, he fired a warning shot. They wouldn't stop, and he went to firing shots down. One went past my head and hit the ground, but I wasn't a part of it,
Yeah.
So, and then on one chain gang incident where a guy got killed, officer shot him and killed him. He was into altercation with another guy. He had what's called a bush axe. He raced it up at the guy, and the officer told him to drop it, and he didn't, and he shot him in the back and killed him.
I'm just trying to picture what that looked like. Just grown men.
Chain around the ankle.
I imagine you were all black.
No.
No?
No, whites.
Whites
on the head.
with police officers on horseback?
Well, when I was at the Fountain Correction Facility in Atmore, Alabama, they was on horseback, but at Limestone they wasn't. Yeah.
And they had rifles.
Shotguns.
Shotguns.
Yes.
Shotguns.
Yes.
Shotguns that like.
Bigger than a rifle. Yes.
Yeah. No, but like, I thought if you get shot by a shotgun, that's what I meant. The hole
Yes.
in you
Yes,
ends
it
up
will.
about that big.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, it was.
Oh, that's upsetting to hear.
It was a rough experience, you know, and really, it was cruel. To me, it was, you know, it really was, and you know, for lunch you might get what, peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and a cheese sandwich. Cheese wasn't real.
Yeah.
You could put it on the fire and it
Yeah.
wouldn't melt. It just
Yeah.
turned black and get hard. It wouldn't melt. Yeah, it was,
Yeah. So, like,
Then-
clearly that's not enough to sustain
as far as
men doing physical work.
as far as commissary, you know, you was only allowed to get stationary stuff and like hygienes. That's it. You know. You were
So you couldn't buy food on commissary, no.
not when you was on a chain gang. Then you was only allowed to spend $25. That was the maximum you could spend. You know.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very rough. You know, so a lot of guys got hurt just out there, you know, breaking rocks. Then it was when I was at Limestone at that time. It was in the winter, snow on the ground. So cold, we had socks on our hands and put the t-shirt around your head, make like this, the neck part of the t-shirt, pull it up and stop it right here, and tie the sleeves around the back of your head, you know, to keep the wind from hitting you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And everybody get together and get their bag with their sack lunch, their bag, and put all the bags together and make a fire, try to keep warm. And then if you didn't check out when they called for checkout time, if you didn't go out to work, they got what they call a hitching rail.
What's a hitching rail?
Well, it's like two steel poles coming out the ground with like a rail made to it, and it was kind of up high. They would hit you up to it like this, and you just had to stand there all day. While we out working, you'd be out there standing on the hitching rail.
If you were late for...
If you didn't go out to work.
Oh, if you didn't go out to work.
Then they had what they call, I forget what they call this, but they would handcuff you like this.
Yeah.
Handcuff you just like this, and you had to stay like this all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it was real. But I think they banned the chain gang, and they banned the hitch rail. They banned a lot of it because a lot of people was really filing action on that because people was really getting hurt. You know. Yeah, it was rough.
I just can't believe that kind of punishment was being served in our prisons.
Then
You know, like,
we was like a sideshow. They had tourists coming through in big buses while we out there coming through, taking pictures.
yeah.
You know, not just reported, it was tourists really
That's-
coming.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really messed up.
So, does this experience ever keep you awake at night sometimes? Do you carry it with you, or do you just move on?
Well, not
and
just the
leave?
chain gang experience, just being in prison.
Yeah.
It crosses my mind a lot, you know. Every now and then I might have a dream or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
I try not to let it get to me, but
Yeah.
it reminds me where I've been, you know.